So Ryan, why sell? Why now?
So I've known Naval now for a while, and he's an investor in Product Hunt, so he's believed in us since the very beginning. And it was just the right time right now for us as a company to partner with them. And we're thinking about our long-term future, talking more with AngelList and what their plans are. And there's a lot of opportunity for us to work together to ultimately help startups in different ways, not only from funding to talent to distribution and discovery.
Now, as I understand it, you were also trying to raise money. I'm curious what you found in the fundraising environment. What's it like? Were you having any trouble?
The fundraising environment, there's a lot of talk about it. There has been for the past 2 years, really, and it's certainly changed in many ways. But today, really, great companies are getting funded still today. We're seeing more and more people building products, building companies, and also with less resources, less time. And we're also living in a world where there are distribution channels that exist, the internet, of course, but also the App Store, Amazon, all these different places to actually distribute your products. So despite all this talk about the fundraising environment being difficult, the truth is it's actually a great time to be a maker and a company builder.
So why did you sell rather than raise more?
Right now, when we look at our strategy, like where are we going long term? If you look even 10 years out down the road, how do we get there faster? And many of it's through partnerships, and partnerships with AngelList make a lot of sense. We were looking towards revenue plans and things like that, and AngelList has a fantastic talent platform. They've invested a lot into it and continue to invest in a lot, and that's something that we can see being a part of Product Hunt and AngelList together down the road.
Now, Sarah, Bloomberg has a new measurement out, the Bloomberg
Right.
Startups Barometer, which you say is down 15% from a high of last year. What exactly is this Startups Barometer? What does it mean?
Okay, the Startups Barometer is a set of 4 different points that Bloomberg looks at. We've gone back years to figure out the data from a long time ago. And the 4 points I'll just show you on this screen are the number of deals, the amounts that those deals raise, how many of them are first financings. That's a really important metric of how healthy the industry is in the future, and also the number of exits. So simply how many have been acquired or how many have IPO'd. So Bloomberg, mixes that all together with its secret sauce and comes up with this barometer.
It's a very special sauce.
Yep.
Would you echo what you're hearing from investors and entrepreneurs? Would you echo what Ryan just said about the environment?
I might be a little bit less optimistic than Ryan. I'm hearing that it's much harder to raise. If you look at the numbers, you see that far fewer companies are raising Series A and at seed level, which is a leading indicator, will show a slowdown of those big exits in the future. But also, it's a little bit hard to tell because some of those funding rounds are actually going up in size. So fewer of them, but sometimes bigger. So for companies that aren't kind of blockbuster, it's a little bit hard to get funding right now.
For the startups, Ryan, that maybe are in this sort of transition period or middle ground, what are they doing? I mean, what are they planning?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who, obviously cutting costs is the easiest way to extend your runway to get to that point where you have that hockey stick growth where you can actually raise around. So we're seeing that. There's also, people do shut down companies. When it doesn't work out, that's what you ultimately end up doing, or raise a bridge round. So it's something that's the environment's changed. We go through these periods ultimately. And to take it back to even AngelList, this is exactly what AngelList was founded on to start with, is to help companies and investors connect and raise money to live.